just for reference, that's marginally more than I make already. So
Yeah, I
it's
know.
only a slight pay raise.
I know. That's really not that much more.
All right, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the BOTA Cast. I'm your host this week, James. I am joined by Zach and Drew. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Always doing.
Hey, how the are you?
We would be joined. I'm going to roll past that. We're going to be joined by Chris a little bit later. We're just waiting for him to finish dinner because, you know, priorities, sustaining life is more important than entertaining all of you. So,
Disagree. Hard disagree.
We don't need water. We don't need food. We only need football.
Liquid diet, sports.
Snapple, baby. Snapple, baby.
Snapple.
It's portable.
For those of you who are blessed with watching this on YouTube, Drew right now is just going through all of the LED lights.
I think I have more options.
He does have more options.
Stay tuned as Drew changes his pattern as the show goes on.
Oh,
he's got more options.
Ooh.
Oh shit! It's 5 colors.
Options.
Okay, where do we start with this, boys? Did we talk about Thursday night last week? I don't remember. I think we recorded during Thursday night.
What was
just before? That was the Pack and the Niners.
Oh no, we didn't get to talk about that. No.
Drew, tell me your thoughts, man. Because
it was a win. It was
a win, but your defense sus, green sus.
Well, we did talk about it, you know, as a preview kind of deal, and we said they should hold them under 20. They did, so
win.
It's a technical win. Now they only held them a field goal under 20, so left a little bit to be desired, but they didn't completely implode, which was highly possible. So, oh my God, it's Chris.
Now, welcome to the chat, everyone. Christopher Cassidy.
Hello. Long time no see.
Long. I know. Welcome back. Missed you. How are you?
Like
Good.
3 weeks.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, welcome.
I'm normal.
All right, so Chris, right now we're talking about the Packers 49ers game. Drew, I don't know if you had any other points to that one, but
no, it wasn't what I hoped it would be. I hoped they'd make a little bit more of a statement out of it. I'd hope that defense would use it as kind of a pivotal turnaround point, but probably not. So
Nick Mullins elite. All right, we're gonna do the usual thing. We're gonna hit some of the points, and we're gonna talk about a few of the games. The next game I see that I want to talk about real quick is that Antonio Gibson fumble in the Giants pushing on my MetLife take, 23-20.
It's
two wins.
Is getting close, James. It's getting real close.
Get a little hot in it. It's getting a little spicy. That fumble was everything, though. This is the NFC East memes. Mwah, a spicy.
It literally looked like Madden.
Yeah, it was so bad. Like in Madden when the ball gets caught between two of their helmets and they just end up like running and doing the conga line. I'm waiting for that this year. Stay tuned.
Oh God, it'll happen. Don't worry.
Please. Let's see. Lions Vikings, not a shock. Ravens Colts, not a shock, even though I called the Colts. Great, kill me. The Bears lost to the Titans. Bears are fake. Orange sauce. Panthers Chiefs. Ooh. Losing Christian McCaffrey again.
Close ass game. Close ass game.
McCaffrey comes back for one game, puts up a shit ton of points, and then gets hurt again.
Hurts his shoulder.
I just want to say, fuck the Chiefs defense. I needed a 0-point game out of my defense to beat you, James, and they got -2.
That was unbelievable.
-2.
Yeah. Thank you, negative fantasy, baby.
No, literally, that is the epitome of Drew playing fantasy football.
Like
physically,
all I need is a 0-point day from the defense. No, they have to go negative.
Like he'll physically be like, oh, you know what? I can't even lose 10 points and still win this fucking game. Loses 12. Literally, that's how it works.
Yep.
Yeah,
my fantasy life sucks.
Drew and I matched up in 3 different leagues this week. I took 2 of 3, but he took arguably the most important league. So that was great. That was great. The league I'm tanking in. Thanks, Drew. Appreciate you locking in T-Law.
Happy to help. Yeah, if he fucking plays.
Oh God. Next game on
Clemson,
the
dude.
He's never leaving Clemson. He's
No.
gonna keep going. He's gonna get a
He's gonna be
graduate degree.
like a 17th year senior.
He's the Van Wilder now. We're going Van Wilder. What are we on? 4 maybe? I don't know. Anyway, Seahawks Bills. That was a great game. Shout out Josh Allen for your grandma dying and learning how to play football better.
Very sad.
Very
what did
sad.
I fucking say last week, boys? What
You
did I
did, Zach.
say? Thank
you did say it. I gotta
Legit.
give credit
They're
where credit's due,
legit.
man. I mean, 4-15 and 3. Those are college numbers. That's fucking insane.
Again, Seahawks D sus, absolute sus. But
Oh God, they're more than sus, dude. They're fucking awful.
all right,
Mhm.
hot trash. But
Uh-huh.
like Texans level hot trash.
Maybe worse.
Ooh, wow, we can go there. We can go
They're
there.
also more banged up. So
They are more banged up. They are in fact more banged up. They also are Jadeveon Clowney-less
Mhm.
season.
Big hit on the pass rush.
Correct. But that Bills team, what did I say at the beginning of the year when we were doing Bills? What did I say? They're legit. Number 2 team in the AFC, sitting pretty. Zach Burrow and hot throne. Soggy boy,
And-
right?
Yeah, it's
And
a
they've
big
done
soggy
it-
week.
And they've done it a little differently than we thought. We thought it was really going to be defense forward, and
True. That no, right. You're absolutely right. But that offense is with the addition of Stephon Diggs.
Zach, just to chime
opens
in
it
real
up.
quick, I'm pretty sure we all said the Bills would be up there in the AFC.
I definitely called sus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all did.
I'm the only one that said that they were gonna be the number 2 team in the AFC.
You do remember Zach's quote. He said, what, Josh Allen, 2 Super Bowls, 4 MVPs? At Royce.
Okay, that wasn't me. But just
Do you
because
not
Josh,
remember me pointing out why he would be good this year? Because he's tall. He looks good in shorts.
God damn
He
it. We
can
get him back
throw
for
the
one
ball
episode,
well.
and this is what he
This
does.
is exactly
We get him
what
back for
happened.
one goddamn episode. This is what he brings. You son of a bitch.
Hi guys,
Cancel.
Soggy boy. Break brought to you by Beans and Oats. We've actually partnered both. Thank you to Chris for coming back. Thanks guys for tuning in. Hopefully he leaves so we can continue with the episode.
Beans and oats. We now present
Chris-
to you oats.
Chris, we're about to Johnny Depp you. You did nothing wrong, but you're canceled. All right. Rolling off that.
I Amber heard that one.
Ooh, nice. Saucy.
Can we please continue?
Yeah, no, please.
Please don't hit me.
One of the greatest, I think arguably the greatest Chargers fuck up this year would be the reversed call, everyone blown up on social media about how the Chargers hit a walk-off and then didn't get the touchdown and the Raiders won. I didn't actually watch it, to be honest. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
see
I
it.
what
saw the-
happened? They ended
I
up
saw it. That
They called it a touchdown. They reviewed
Mhm.
it. It wasn't a touchdown. They lost on the last play of the game again, which is very, very Chargers this season.
well, listen.
V.
That is very Chargers. But and Drew, I know you saw this today because you liked the exact same photo. I know you know where this is about to head. James, I'm gonna ask you this because I know you'll play along with me here.
Okay, Zach, talk to me. Wow.
James, there's a stat out there. It's the most snaps, offensive snaps played while having the lead in a game throughout the season. Do you know where this is going?
I think I saw this.
Okay.
Aren't the Falcons like
The
second to
Falcons
the
are
Chiefs?
number 2 with like 350
Mhm.
offensive snaps while in the lead. and
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
they're
Yeah, yeah.
3 and 6. You want to talk about Chargers-esque? Fuck that shit. Falcon-esque? Are you kidding me?
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying losing on the last play of the game.
No,
They've
right.
done
But
it
I'm saying,
like
but I'm segueing into
many
something that's even
times.
fucking worse, and it's that having big ass leads and being
That's
the
because the
second-
Falcons' defense is literally not even a practice squad at this point.
Yeah, but the offense is way too hot and cold. They can't sustain anything. I mean, they're 3 and 6. They've been doing better as of the last 2 games. But I mean, they put up a bunch of points and then they just stopped trying. It's exactly what happened to them in Super Bowl 51. It's exactly what's happening to them this season. You know, I'm just saying.
Anthony Lynn could be sneaky on the hot seat.
Does the AFC West play the NFC South this year?
Yes.
Sure.
Chargers Falcons is gonna be fun.
Oh God.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, how does? No, I guess you could have both. But wait, you can't.
What?
Yeah, you can't have both. I was gonna say one trend is gonna end.
Quick maths.
Obviously, yeah, it has
Yeah.
to.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
what
what I'm
do you
saying. I
They
was trying to
can't
think.
both
I was trying to
choke the
think.
game away.
Right,
Just for
exactly.
everyone's information, that would be week 14. We were looking at that.
I thought
matchup.
so. Yeah.
Nice, love it.
So, anyway, Raiders win that one 31-26. Dolphins upset alert. Wow. Tua hitting 248 and 2, beating the Cardinals 34-31.
Yeah,
What
that
happened?
was pretty surprising. I thought the Dolphins were going to keep it interesting. I didn't think that they were going to make it that interesting.
Chris, you got something to say in the corner there.
I'm just actually more surprised that Miami is not terrible. I'm just surprised on it.
Okay.
That's all I got to say. I mean, Tua's not half bad, which we kind of knew. We just didn't think that they'd put Fitzmagic out that quick. Or at
That was
least I didn't.
very interesting. Here's rate the spice on this take. Give me some Scovilles on this take. If the Dolphins get into the playoffs, what? Not gonna say what because I want to get a definite statement. Brian Flores, Coach of the Year, top 3.
Top 3, yeah.
Argument for Coach of the Year.
No. I would. I have McDermott.
You're still not gonna say you're gonna push him
I have
away from
McDermott.
Coach of the Year.
Do
I
they
have
make
valid.
it past the wild card?
Yeah, I could see it.
I
Sneaky
think
game.
that depends. That puts
Depends on the
them
matchup,
between-
but
yeah, that depends. I think
I mean,
between
Well,
5
hear me
and
out.
3.
Hear me out. If they sneak into the playoffs and their trajectory is continues on, we might have a Minka Fitzpatrick reunion. In the playoffs.
ooh, we could. It's actually even more likely because I know, or they're more likely the Dolphins make the playoffs because I've heard whispers that the NFL is talking about potentially expanding 2 spots in the playoffs.
Which, yeah, that would be.
Spurs.
Whispers.
They're ahead of the Colts, no?
Yes, I believe so. I'd have to double check on that, but I'm not 100%. Anyway,
I don't
Oh.
really understand why they would do that.
I had something about cancellations, probably just to get
I think
more.
the reason they're doing that is just in case they have to end the season early, so then they can get more teams in the playoffs and expand it that way rather than trying to force a whole season. Because then it cuts down on travel, cuts down on all that shit. So I get it.
Why
I
would
get
they
it.
not? More playoff games means more money for them. That's what the NFL is all about, baby.
Right,
but-
but then
but
why
we're in
don't
a
they just
pandemic.
do that every year?
Fuck you, Drew. That's why you get in anyway. Fuck you and
I'm,
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers.
not
Your
Your
concerned about
position's
making
locked,
the
all right?
playoffs.
The other 3 people in these windows are fucking question marks. Your position's locked. Shut up.
Yeah, so I'm just
Okay,
that's-
Steelers fucking 24, Cowboys 19. Steelers made a comeback. Fuck you, Drew. Don't talk anymore.
Eric Ebron.
I'm just kidding. Sorry, Drew. Yeah, Eric Ebron jumping over someone. That was something.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
There was some point I had to this game and I just don't remember. I'm gonna be honest. It was shocking. I really thought the Cowboys were gonna win this with Garrett Gilbert.
I think. Well, no, honestly,
They
I
almost
think
did.
I know.
they almost did. They almost did. The Steelers couldn't move the ball for most of the game. I just think that they didn't care. I mean, they knew they were playing the Dallas Cowboys, and it showed. They literally didn't give a fuck until the 4th quarter, and then they came out and they won anyway. So I mean,
And- And there is no team in the NFL whose MO is more this than the Steelers, and that's playing down to
Exactly.
the level of your competition.
about to
They-
say.
they are known for that.
oh, 100%, 100%.
Quick foreshadowing / preview. If they do that this upcoming week, week 10, they could be in for a world of hurt. I think they're gonna be 8-1 if they play down to the Bengals. But
Ooh,
I think the Bengals could
I
shock
like
them.
that. I like that take. Yes, I agree. Joe Burrow will gash them if they play down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
All right.
think they will. I think it's a divisional matchup. I think they'll stay strong for it. But you're
Yeah,
right.
AFC North hates each other.
That's
what we do. Okay.
What did
Next on the block, we have 2 more games because they were both worth talking about. Wow. A lot of worth talking about in the 9. Saints 38, Bucks 3. Tom, what's going on, guy? Tom Brady, 209, 3 interceptions, 2 of which turned into scores.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, got some feelings about your band?
The
Tampa Bay?
the whole entire team. I mean, Brady was horrible. Don't get me wrong, but the Bucks had nothing at any point in that game. They had zero momentum.
Drew, before you get into it, I want to allow Drew. I want to allow Drew this time because this has been a very Zach episode where Zach gets to bask in it. Drew,
what?
bask. Wasn't Drew the one with the take last week? All right, whatever, Drew. Fucking talk. I don't care.
No, we all said the Bucks.
No. Oh no, that was in the text where I gave Drew the credit.
Yeah.
Well, I did also say that Antonio Brown was going to fuck up the chemistry of that team.
Oh, but yeah,
which
so
he
did I, though.
clearly
No,
has.
Zach, you didn't say shit. Drew, congratulations on being a genius. Now, please continue with your take that I interrupted.
Well, that was pretty much what I was going to say. Is clearly the offense's chemistry has not benefited so far from having Antonio Brown there. And I think it's because Brady's just looking for him too much. Brady's trying to force the ball to him. And I don't know why he's so far up his ass. He's already got better receivers down there anyways.
Yeah, when exactly? I know they had a whole thing when he was on New England, but when did Tom and Antonio become like best friends?
I
Was
don't
it
know.
literally the second he signed to New England?
There's like
The
a
second he
weird
signed
chemistry
for
there.
New England, he
There's
stayed
no-
in his house.
Yeah, and he was also like pulling for him to come there anyways. That's why he was doing what he was doing in Oakland, because he was already talking to Tom Brady about coming to New England.
Right.
Also, Drew, shout out for remembering that it was Oakland still at that time.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't.
I
I
definitely
never
It
would have.
was a
remember that.
long time ago.
All right, so let's talk about the team that lost the breakup. The Patriots 30, Jets 27 off of a field goal with a Mike Greenberg quote on a recap that I don't really like Mike Greenberg, but I love this. He was talking about it. The Jets did not freeze the ball or freeze the kick. Jesus, retry. The Jets did not ice the kicker because Trevor Lawrence is good. I mean, really though, if you watch that last drive, it seemed like they pulled it a bit. But yeah, the Patriots escape with a
Definitely
3-point.
icing kickers. Remember when Cliff Kingsbury iced his own kicker in overtime? That was fun.
Zach, fucking Cliff
He
Kingsbury.
just wanted a Pepsi.
What does that mean?
You don't remember the ice the kicker with the Pepsi commercial last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah,
I forget my name
Yeah, Drew
sometimes,
got
Chris.
I got it.
I forget where I live, but it doesn't change. This isn't even my house I'm in.
Scusi.
Where am I? Who am I?
Who am I?
All right, so Patriots fans, talk to me, man. How are the thoughts here? 'Cause celebrated pretty hard for beating a 0-8 team.
Yeah, we suspected this, and I think it's funny to see how people are reacting to Cam now. When from the beginning, I said that he would not be an absolute star for this team. I don't see him fitting this offense very well. But again, they pulled out the win. They're still lackluster in receivers. They did nothing at the trade deadline. What did they get? Isaiah Ford? That's it? No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Isaiah Ford, yeah. Jacoby Myers, though,
Isaiah?
shout out to him for having a game.
He's
Honestly,
really picked it up.
It's honest. I think Cam Newton is really becoming more of the problem than fighting against the problem. And he's making throws that he's not putting his body into. He's trying to throw from weird angles. He's not stepping into them.
Well, if you watch the game, Drew, you're right. He was throwing like planted 2 feet forward. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell was that?
And yes, there were people in his face. Yes, he had to maybe maneuver the ball a little differently, but that is his number one strength, is his athleticism and mobility. He
Mhm.
needs to use that to get himself open throwing lanes. And he's not at all. He's just standing there flat-footed trying to flick things through fucking arms. It's awful.
Right, and don't get me wrong. He makes some good plays. I mean, he makes some plays where you're like, wow, he could still.
Yeah,
have
you
it,
make some great plays. Don't get me wrong,
but like a majority of his play is just awful. It's just so bad.
It's fundamental stuff. It's
Right.
It's weird.
It's the footwork. I mean, Tony Romo was pointing that out on Monday night. It's the footwork. Watch his feet. If he makes a good throw, watch back on the film. Watch the feet. If he's got him planted, he's got him in the direction where he's throwing. He has it set. He's gonna make a good throw. But he's throwing, like you said, Drew, flat-footed. He's throwing off of his back foot. He feels. I think he's feeling pressure that's not there.
Yeah, at least to some degree.
well,
Right.
you know what I think has to play into that is I don't know if anyone else has seen this, but I don't think he can read defenses that well, especially on the pass.
That was never his specialty.
I know
What? But he has the
like,
cool clip that they play
if
every
there's
time.
a blitz on his blind side,
Wheel route.
90% of the time he doesn't see it, and then he's either scrambling or he's sacked. And like what a normal, I feel like, especially with his athleticism, he could easily maneuver that situation if he just kept those eyes, all the way around.
I think it's a combination of things. I think he can read immediate defense. I think he can read defensive lines and that kind of thing because he runs so much. Because he's a run first guy, he can read run plays out of defenses. But once you're asking him to pass first, basically, and he has to read the pass coverage on top of the blitzes and stuff that they're sending at him, that's where it becomes an issue. And he can't rely as heavily on his athleticism because he's 6 years older than when he won MVP.
Yeah. Well, this plays into exactly what we were saying at the beginning of the season. He is a run first QB. He's not a pass first QB. And the Patriots, the way that their whole playbook is scheduled around is not a run first.
No,
or at least a quarterback run first. And
yeah, I mean, shout out Damian Harris, but I don't even know what he did this game, to be honest. 71 yards. Yeah.
He was out at one point.
He went out. He went out in like the late third quarter. But I mean, Damian Harris is like I know, James, you and I talked about this, and I don't know if anyone else did, but we thought he was going to be RB1 halfway through the season, and it surely looks like he's taking over that role. We haven't seen a lot of James White. I mean, it's been Rex Burkhead, it's been Damian Harris. I mean, where's JJ
what
Taylor?
An interesting combo.
I know, right? But Damian Harris looks like a workhorse. He really does.
Damian Harris is an every down back.
Yes.
So here's my question for our Patriot boys. Right now, you're looking at a top 10 pick in the NFL draft.
Correct.
Are you, A, going to replace your aging linebacker core with Micah, or a fantastic linebacker out of
Belichick's going
Penn
to
State?
trade for it.
Are you? Do you mind? That's option C.
He's going to trade it.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Option C, trade for it. Or option B, are you going to go with a quarterback?
None of the above.
Option D, none of the above. The one I didn't fucking say. All right, so what's the none of the
Your
above?
options
I'm
aren't
serious.
good
I'm
enough,
about to see.
James.
I'm actually serious.
So what do you think he does? What do you think the Patriots do with that potential top 10 pick?
I think they go with a position player. I think they need a skill player.
Yes, a nice kicker.
You missed the boat on Rodrigo Blankenship. He's already on the Colts.
Yeah, dude. That guy, fucking phenomenal kicker.
Fucking goat, bro.
I would take a look. I would take a look at the draft and see where wide receivers are falling. Go for the best talent. That's what you need. You need a position player. You seem like you have good, a good running back by committee thing going on right now. I mean, that's been their thing for what, 5-6 years. I mean, it's been LeGarrette Blount, Deion Lewis, James White. What?
Well, the only reason it's not working as well now is because Cam Newton is nowhere near as scary as Tom Brady when throwing the
correct.
football.
That's what I'm saying. They have the pieces there for it to work. So I don't think they need to go after another running back. I think they target a top 10 wide receiver in this draft. I really think they should.
I don't know though with that, because other than
Parsons.
N'Keal
Pearson.
Harry, our rookie wide receivers usually aren't astounding.
Right, because
No,
Bill
Yeah,
Belichick.
but they're not picked in the fucking top 10, dude.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Bill
fair, that's
Belichick.
true.
Bill
Because we're
Belichick
never
does-
in the top 10.
No.
Bill Belichick doesn't know how to draft receivers. He's not a receiving. He's a defensive coach. I mean, he just,
Well,
just
tell
look at-
Josh McDaniels to watch more college football and find a receiver he likes.
Hire me. Cole
like,
McDonald.
This draft class of receivers was probably one of the deepest in I don't know how long, and they pick N'Keal fucking Harry.
Oh, I thought you meant this year's. I was like, this year's you're still hitting too.
This year's
CD,
and last
Justin
year.
Jefferson.
Both,
Yeah.
both the 2 years. And they draft N'Keal fucking Harry. Are you
Mhm.
kidding me? Dude, the Broncos got Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler. Both of them are
Mm.
going to be studs.
But you're
N'Keal
talking
Harry's
about
not
different
bad by
receiver
any-
classes.
Yeah, you're talking about different receiver classes. For the N'Keal Harry, you'd be talking DK, AJ, Terry McLaurin.
No. Right. Okay. So the last 2 years, they've had a chance to draft any
Yeah.
of those wide receivers. And all
Right.
they drafted was N'Keal Harry. That's it.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I
they
got-
drafted N'Keal Harry at the end of the first round when a bunch of those receivers weren't there.
Dude.
Now, DK
Why?
Metcalf was there. Everybody but the Seahawks fucked up.
AJ Brown was still there. Terry
AJ
McLaurin
Brown
was
was
still on
also
the
still there. He
board.
was in the 3rd round.
Terry McLaurin
Was
was the 3rd round. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. All
Right.
right, well, yeah, they fucked up with N'Keal Harry. But
Yeah, that's my point. Good fucking
This-
point, bro.
this year, but everybody fucked up on all of those guys.
Okay, but what I'm saying is other teams that didn't need help on wide receiver, they might have picked up like, a guy here or there. The Patriots spent a 1st-round pick on a wide receiver. If you're going to do that, and there are a bunch of talent that went 2nd and 3rd and even 4th round, like KJ Hamler, KJ go 4th or 5th?
4th, I want to
4th,
say.
right?
I want to say it was 4th.
Even I'd rather have fucking KJ Hamler at this point than N'Keal Harry. He's terrible. He can't run a route. Yeah, he's a big body wide receiver, but if you don't have anyone throwing him on the fucking ball, then what's the point of having him on your team anyways? It doesn't make any sense. That's why you don't let Bill Belichick draft receivers. He doesn't know how to do it. Remember the episode we did, the fucking like worst receivers of all time? How many Bill Belichick receivers did we name that he drafted? Like 7?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
There's a reason for that. He doesn't draft offensive players well. He doesn't. Offensive tackles, sure, he does that well because they're just fucking big people that block for him. It's easy. It's also easy when you have Dante Scarnecchia, who's the best fucking offensive line coach of all time. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no question.
Sorry, this is turning into Rage Cage.
All right. Well, let's slide into week 10. Let's talk about that now because we got some things to touch on. I don't know about you guys. I don't really care about Thursday night, if we're going to be honest. Colts Titans might be a decent game, but I think the Titans are the better team. IMO.
I'm just excited for Thursday night Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Thursday night Derrick Henry's a different monster.
Ye-
Thursday night Derrick Henry and Heisman season Derrick Henry are two very different, like very scary beasts. On top of a very already scary beast.
Right.
Game
but he
worth
didn't do
touching.
shit last week, so I need to bounce back.
Yeah, well. Anyway, I cut out there a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Game worth touching on, but I'm not gonna get too deep into because it's our tomato bet, and David Johnson has entered concussion protocol.
Yeah, he ain't playing. He ain't playing.
Yeah, so that went right out the fucking window. Great.
Fuck you, David Johnson.
Like I said, I wasn't making the bet if he was injured. So
Although to be fair, I did say I listened to the audio like right before you guys got on. I did say I didn't think David Johnson would make it to week 10.
no, that's true.
Kinda
And
right.
technically he did. He did make it to week 10.
Technically
Technically. So
stumbled at the finish line, but
his fucking whatever head rolled to the finish line. Good.
honestly, looking at this board, I am not excited for this slate at all.
Nah.
Washington Lions, Bucks Panthers, blowout. Bucks are gonna play angry. Eagles Giants,
and no Christian McCaffrey. If there was Christian
and
McCaffrey,
no Christian McCaffrey.
there'd be something to look
Mike
at.
Davis, good though.
He's good, but he's the only one happy about this injury.
It's okay. The Panthers are gonna win.
I swear to God, if the Panthers win this week, Drew, I'm gonna be so
Think the
pissed.
Panthers are gonna win?
I do.
All right, well, I guess we're talking about this now. Bucks Panthers. Let's go. You think the Panthers are going to bounce
Let's hear it, Drew.
and beat an angry Bucks team?
Yeah, fucking angry Bucks team. They're an angry Bucks team with Antonio Brown in the locker room. I don't think that this gets much better for them. If Antonio Brown's on the field, he's gonna be demanding too much of Brady's attention. And that offense is not gonna do anything. And
You
the
don't think at some
defense-
point Brady says, like, dude, no, and looks the other way?
I don't think it's Antonio Brown demanding his attention. I think Brady's just fixated on him.
Yeah, he just looks, and that's the first thing he sees.
Yeah, I don't understand why, like I said, but as long as they are butt buddies, it's gonna be more of the same.
Butt buddies.
They are, in
It's-
fact, butt buddies, Chris.
Like it's just gonna be the same thing for the Bucks offense. He needs to spread the ball around, which I don't know that he's gonna do. We'll see. But
I'm going to be honest.
know.
I'm going to take the Bucks in this matchup. Like I said, I'm going to take an angry Tom Brady.
that's
I
Yeah,
get
I'm
what you're
taking the
saying.
Bucks.
I appreciate what you're saying, but I disagree with all of it.
You know what, Drew? I'm gonna fucking double down on that shit. I'm gonna double dip.
yeah,
I'm going Panthers. Fuck
fuck
you.
yeah.
Fuck the Bucks, bro. Their defense, absolute ass.
I
Mike
hope
Davis,
David Johnson
Mike
plays
Davis,
this
Christian McCaffrey 2.0. 100% Drew. I agree with everything you just said.
I
Everything.
didn't say he was
Teddy
Christian
Bridgewater,
McCaffrey
the
2.0.
next Tom Brady, absolutely
I
Drew.
didn't say that. I didn't say any of that.
No, seriously,
Things Drew
I'll
said.
take the Panthers. I think Tom Brady continues to slide again. With Antonio Brown, because like I said, I agree with you, Drew. Look what happened when he was on the Patriots. He had one good game, and then he raped someone. So we're gonna move on.
Jesus Christ. Well, we haven't seen that good game yet or the latter. So we're going to move on past that. Like I said, Eagles, Giants. Drew, your Packers take on the Jaguars. You want to say anything or it's going to be a fucking steamroll?
Every time Aaron Rodgers plays the Jaguars, he makes some stupid, ridiculous play. So I'm excited to see what happens this week.
All right, so now getting into the games I actually am looking forward to. We're going to start with the Bills and Cardinals this week at 4:05. The Bills are in Arizona. Chris, I want to talk to you about this one because the spread on Buffalo, Arizona is 1.5 with a 55.5 over. Under.
Really? 1.5?
1.5.
That's a high over. But with the spread, I see why they're doing it because now you have an angry Cardinals team, but I'm still taking the Bills.
I would smash that over because the Bills almost single-handedly scored that over last week against the Seahawks.
Also,
That's a very good point, Zach. Yeah.
mhm. This is recorded on
is a
Wednesday, so
very
this
good
line
point.
could change.
It could.
Also, we're looking at Arizona as the favorite right now.
I don't like that. I would. Oh my God, are you kidding me? If you're
I might not know a lot about betting. Let me confer with Chris. Chris,
If-
minus means favorite.
yes,
Nailed
Minus
it.
means favored. Correct.
Nailed it. First try.
What is it?
Arizona
What's
is the favorite. What's the what?
Oh, okay. Never mind. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Arizona is favored by 1.5.
Yes, sir.
Oh
Minus
my!
110.
Smash the living fuck out of that now. So basically, if you take the Bills plus 1.5, if the Bills win or lose by within 1.5 points, you automatically win.
I think
I would smash the living fuck out of that.
I would too. Are you kidding me? The Bills are gonna lay the pipe.
I'll lay your pipe. What?
Ooh.
I think we've neglected the biggest storyline out of this game.
Laying pipe.
This is John Brown playing against his former team.
Oh, John Brown revenge game.
John
Way to
Revenge
shout that one
Brown.
out, Drew.
So that being said, you can't bet against John Brown. The Bills
John
are gonna
Brown. Drew, John Brown, 340-4.
win. Yes, sir. He's starting this week in my lineup. That's for sure.
All time. 344. It's the new name of the show. So let's get picks on this one. I'm gonna go Arizona. I think the number one offense comes in and takes a fucking full advantage of the shaky Buffalo defense.
It really
Wow.
is two glass cannons firing at each other at this point.
I don't know
So-
what that means, but I like it.
High-powered offense, no defense.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
That
didn't know that's what a
understand.
glass cannon was.
It's like ready to break.
If it gets hit, it's not going to be any good, but it hits pretty hard while it's functional. So
I feel like if you fired a glass cannon once, it would break. I'm gonna be
yeah,
honest. with
well, it doesn't break from the inside. So fuck you.
Yeah, I'm with Drew here. I understand it. Yeah, it won't break from the inside, but
you. All right, fuck you
You-
and your
you-
glass cannons.
you kick it with the
Alright.
steel-toed
Your
boot.
pirate
it's
ship's
broken.
full of bullshit. I hate it. You goddamn discount glass cannons. All right. Who
Oh,
you
that's
fucking
your problem. You got the discount version. Those do blow up when you fire them.
taking? It's not tempered. Okay. So I'm taking Arizona. Everyone else go. Same time.
Buffalo.
You're going with the boof.
Buffalo. Yeah.
Zach, you're going Buffalo too?
Circle the wagons, bitch.
Wow. I'm out on an island here taking Arizona.
I
Fuck.
I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility, but I don't know. Buffalo has just been.
I think this is a landslide of a game for Buffalo.
Wow. That's uncalled for.
Sorry.
No, it's fair.
Arizona beat
you know,
Seattle, man.
A landslide of a game I don't agree with, but
I have a gut feeling. I just have that gut feeling Buffalo's gonna ride the hot streak for the rest of the season. I think
I agree. I think they're gonna win, but I think it's gonna be by no more than a touchdown, maybe 10 points.
I mean a blowout against Arizona is 10 points. I say they win by 14. I say they win by 2 touchdowns.
I'm also going to lock. I would take the over in this too.
Oh,
I would take
100%.
over
yes.
55 and a half. Okay, next game. Chargers Dolphins, battle of the rookies, baby. Will the Chargers blow it again?
Yes.
All right,
Most
there we go.
likely.
Thanks for listening. This is
Miami's
Sports.
holding on to that playoff for the first time in a while, so they are definitely going to try to fire it out.
I think it's gonna be a big test for Justin Herbert against a very solid defense in Miami. That's gonna be a fun game to watch. I think that they're gonna bring out some serious competition in each other. It's gonna be
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
It's gonna be real good. I'm very interested to see how this ends up playing.
Mhm.
Especially with Miami just losing Preston Williams, I don't want to play on them, but I think I'm gonna take Miami in this one, not by much, because I'm looking at it and Miami's favored by 2.5 right now.
Yeah, I can see
2.5.
him winning by a field goal.
2.5.
Between
So
field
I'm
goal
gonna
and
take
touchdown.
Miami barely.
Yeah, I'll take Miami.
Yeah,
Barely.
I will
Yeah.
also take Miami. I just haven't seen enough out of the Chargers to actually finish a game for me to pick them.
Yeah, I can't bet on the Chargers without a closer.
I like the team. I think that defense has been way more than suspect this year. I just think they've been hurt and they haven't played very
Yeah,
well.
they're missing most of their best
Yeah.
players.
Yeah,
but
I know. So I mean, it's
it's
just not
honestly been impressive that Herbert's kept them in games that as much as he has. So
exactly, which is why I picked the Chargers the last couple of weeks because I figured maybe
one of these weeks it'll happen. One of these
it'll
weeks it'll
happen.
happen.
Gotta
It's
It'll
not
absolutely happen
this
for
week.
Herbert.
It's
Not this week. No.
I think Herbert's going to struggle this week for the first
I
time.
wouldn't be
in
this game
games.
goes to overtime. This game might go to OT.
Ooh, that'd be entertaining. That's free
I don't think
football,
so.
baby.
That would be very entertaining.
We're gonna roll. We're gonna go to the AFC West. We got Broncos, Raiders. Drew Lock, historically, this season, not historically, has been bad in the first half. The Raiders have been surprisingly amazing. So, do you think first half Drew Lock screws the Broncos in this matchup? Or does Derek Carr in his resurgence? I'm basically saying the same thing. I'm saying that I think the Raiders are
Yeah,
going to win.
so James thinks the Raiders are going to win.
Yeah.
And
Never
I
mind.
don't disagree, not even a little bit. I also think the Raiders are going to win. I don't think the Broncos are going to be able to pull off the same kind of thing that they did against the Chargers. I think
No.
the Raiders are going to jump on them early, and they are not going to let them claw back into it.
No.
So
I think the Broncos are still going through a lot of growing pains for a young team. I think the Raiders
Oh.
are on the strong up. So I'll take the Raiders.
100%.
I'm tripling down. I got Raiders. Raiders match up all day.
Stophilus?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Raiders here. Raiders.
Ooh, we in the black hole, baby. That's a sweep. Okay. Now we're going to the other West. NFC. Seahawks Rams matchup this week.
Good matchup.
That's going to be once again, we've said this. The Rams are better than we thought they were going to be this year. But the Seahawks are very
They're
fucking
better than we thought they were going to be, but I feel like they're slowly coming down to earth after a hot start.
And I feel like even when they were hot at that start, they wouldn't be able to keep up in what is inevitably going to be a shootout against Seattle.
Yes. Oh God.
So I don't think they even have a semblance of a chance this week. And I think they're going to get absolutely croaked, especially by a Russell Wilson that just lost a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was tough.
Angry Russ is different. I think even with the question mark at running back, because right now it looks like a DJ Dallas. I know Chris Carson was allegedly running at practice today, but he hasn't been cleared. Carlos Hyde does not look like he's ready for game time.
No, Carlos Hyde's virtually guaranteed to not play this week.
Even with that, I love DJ Dallas. I love the Seahawks. I'm going to take them. Favored?
Yeah.
Actually, whoa, hold on. Hit the fucking brakes. The Seahawks are coming into this as underdogs. 1.5.
I'm surprised the Seahawks even lost last week. So
The
I think the
fuck
Seahawks
is
are gonna
setting
be
these
pissed.
motherfucking odds?
Yeah, what the fuck is up with Vegas?
Chris just got so strongly cut off.
I'm used to it. It's good. But yeah, the odds, I will agree that the odds are whack this week.
I'm getting them
you
off
know
of
why?
Yahoo
It's because-
Sportsbook, so
Oh, that might be why.
Your fair decision.
we use what we can. We're in Massachusetts. I don't feel like signing up for something, so Yahoo. Thanks, Yahoo.
You can just look at it on DraftKings Sportsbook.
Don't fucking yell at me. Right.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing that there might be this tight right now because it's Wednesday and no one's betting on them all yet.
Mm.
I'm not really sure. Or everyone's saving up for Christmas gifts and won't bet right now.
Could be, honestly, Chris. Could be that too.
Could be
I
anything.
feel like you should still have a more intelligent spread. Like that doesn't make
Well, the
any
spreads
sense.
always start tight. It depends on who bets on it. So the way
Yeah,
it
but
works in
Seattle
Vegas
shouldn't
is
be an underdog.
Seattle is still on DraftKings
because they
minus
lost
1.5.
Because they lost last
Or
week.
sorry, the Rams are minus 1.5.
Yeah, to the Bills. You gotta take everything. No, there's no fucking way, dude. That's gross. That's awful.
That's dookie.
It's
Okay.
nasty.
So I think, are we all taking the Seahawks in this matchup?
Yes.
The
Okay.
underdog Seahawks. Yeah,
The underdog
100%.
Seahawks. All right. Well, we have 4 games left. I don't feel like a few of these are worth touching. So Bengals Steelers, I'd say put the Steelers on upset alert. I don't know. It's very possible they play under the Bengals and the Bengals are able to jump. I'm not saying
What?
it'll happen. I'm saying we just talked about this. The Steelers play down to their opponents. That Joe Burrow could pounce and make this happen quick. They just have to keep their foot on the gas at Dallas, at Mike McCarthy.
Give me the Steelers in a close game until the fourth quarter, and then they blow the Bengals out of the water. That's my guess.
That's reasonable.
Okay, that I understand. Like
I
the
will
very
also
beginning
take-
of the fourth quarter. The Steelers are undefeated still, and they're going to do everything in their power to stay undefeated.
I think Big Ben's got stupid knees. I'm going to take the Bengals. Give me that underdog, baby.
Stupid knees.
His knees are
Dude, he
fucking
lost a
dumb.
lot of weight. Has anyone noticed that?
No, he's dumb. I haven't noticed it, to be honest.
I have.
Drew has.
It's from cutting down on the hotel breakfast.
It's got to be. Or maybe actually trying to play football again.
Or maybe he's working something else out other than his right arm.
James, are you the only one that understood that?
I think I was the only one who picked
Alright.
up on that, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, 49ers Saints would have been a good game if the 49ers were healthy. In this case, no. Saints, steam them.
Give me fucking new Big Dick Nick.
Nick Mullins to beat the Saints. Nick Mullins is the least big dick nickname I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, 100%.
Jesus Christ. And then here's the game Zach saw me gasp at Sunday night. Guys, I'm so sorry. Pats Ravens, man.
Why do they have to put the poor public shaming on prime time?
That's gonna be rough. It's gonna be
So
rough.
is this game actually scares me because is it just gonna be like at one point are both the offenses just gonna be gone and it's just gonna be Cam Newton lining across the field from Lamar Jackson, seeing who can run further?
I'm into it. 40-yard dash competition. Watch Lamar
I'm fine with
Jackson.
that,
just
as
run
long as
around.
Cam Newton
One-on-one
gets hurt,
offense,
then they can
defense.
score again.
We just have a draft combine, except it's just Lamar versus Cam Newton.
Yeah, I feel like that's what this game is going to be.
That's a
If
viable
Lamar has a nice
comparison
run,
right now.
Cam's going to be like, well, look at
They're
me.
just
I
both
can
mobile
run too.
quarterbacks. That's all.
Fumble it on the one.
All right, so I don't think there's much else to talk about here unless you guys got anything on that game.
When is it? Sunday night?
Sunday night,
Sunday
time?
night.
8:20.
All right, I will be making sure to avoid any sort of television from 8:20 to whenever the fuck they get done. Ravens get done with training practice.
Okay. Oh man, this is a bad game too. Monday night, Vikings Bears. Oof.
I think this is going to be a
Ew.
lot better of a game than you're expecting, James.
I agree
don't.
with Zach here.
It's two very bad teams.
But
Yeah, I'm with Drew on
they're
this
two
one.
very bad teams.
That's what makes it.
Dalvin fucking Cook, primetime Monday night. I'll take it. I'll take bad man Dalvin every day of the week.
Ignoring my man Justin Jefferson, just like the Patriots did.
Yeah, you're right.
You're the only one laughing.
They didn't, but that's fine.
Anyway, what? Okay. Anyway,
Justin Jefferson was like the 14th pick. The Patriots picked like 20 something.
Justin Jefferson was a
Was
second
it?
round pick.
Second round
Was
pick,
he?
bro.
Yes.
What the fuck are you?
First team.
What's
First
going
round.
on, Drew?
What's
First
wrong
rounds
with you,
were
bro?
Judy, Lamb, Rager. No,
Yes.
Rager
Yes, Eagles 27th or something like that.
and Mims was a second. I think those were the only three. There might be one more. Oh, Ruggs.
T. Higgins went to the Bengals.
T. Higgins first
T.
overall
Higgins.
pick, second round. Yep.
There you go. Also could have got him. You guys traded back for Kyle Duggar, who's been injured all year.
Yep.
I think I'm going to take the Vikings in this. I still think orange sus. So give me the Vikings. Lock that shit.
Yep. Give me the Vikings.
Vikings.
Locked.
No man. Drew's going to take the Packers in this AFC North matchup. Okay.
Yeah. You are all fucking monkeys, bro. He went in the first round.
JJ did?
Yes.
Oh. Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Well, fuck me. Whatever. L.
Oh,
That's fine.
fuck you. me the
Whatever. Drew.
Vikings.
Fuck
That's
yourself.
all fucking monkey.
All right, guys. We were gonna do Who OP. I have a segment. Actually, we'll do it this way. I have a segment that I wanted to introduce to everybody this week. We're gonna do Who OP, and I asked the fans to submit Who OP, and no one did. So we're gonna roll past it. Ignore it. Thanks, fans.
Thanks, fans.
Ignoring that. Love you all, but come on, give us some love too.
Come on.
So instead, Drew, would you say you're good at things?
I would say yes. In general, I am good at
Drew,
things.
I'd say you're a master, if I had to say. Zach, are you good at things? Are you good at certain things, Zach? Because I tend to think you're also a master.
I would say so.
Disaster.
Chris? You're Chris. So, gentlemen, I would like to introduce you all as
Thank
the
you.
four. I am also in that. Hi, the four master debaters. Welcome to Master Debation. Yay! I have a topic here. The I scratch on that one, Zach. I have a topic I want everyone to debate. Very typical to anything else sports related, but I made a funny name. So I want to ask the collective BOTA, how do I phrase this? Our head coach is more important. Who OP? Our head coach is more important in the NFL or in the NCAA? Zach, I would like to start with you. I can edit this, Zach. It will be edited, so
No, that's fine.
do not worry about pauses.
No, I don't care. I think that's a tough question. I mean,
NCAA.
Ooh.
think I don't know.
Chris, since you have the answer off the bat,
Yeah,
you want to
ahead,
go
Chris.
for
Yeah,
it?
I'll give you the floor because
Mhm.
I'm stuck.
Go for it, Chris.
NCAA, because these guys are literally coming in from all over the world to things. When you're coming in from high school, it's a whole different ballgame when you go into a college mindset. You have never had playbooks like this before. You've never had to change your position like this. You don't know where you fit. And what head coaches in the NCAA do is organize all of that for you. Without head coaches in the NCAA, one, it would be a clusterfuck. Two, you'd have no way to get into the NFL. Your head coaches is like a guidance counselor through your whole entire college career in the NCAA.
I respectfully disagree. I agree with the premises of what you're saying, but
Yeah,
I think that being a head coach in the NFL is more important. I think that the transition from college to the NFL is a tougher one because literally there are rules in the game that change. Like, you have to get both feet in now. That's a huge change from one in college. Pass interference penalties are different, face guarding and stuff, all that. It's a huge thing. And on top of that, these guys are now having to learn what to do with millions of dollars. So the off the field thing becomes a little bit more of an issue, I think, in the NFL. In college, they already have set rules and stuff that you have to keep up with your grades and you have to be doing whatever it is that the NCAA guidelines are. In the NFL, the head coach has to kind of keep all of his guys in line that are now grown adults that aren't in college anymore. So, and now making millions of dollars.
Yeah, but does your head coach really manage players' off-field antics? It's agents and team management that does that, not necessarily head coaches.
Yeah,
I'm going to disagree on that one because I mean, you Chris, we've had a prime example in New England. Look at what happened with Antonio Brown. Was Bill Belichick doing that? No, it was Tom Brady.
I'm not understanding what you're getting at here. Tom Brady was the one that
was managing. You're saying managing player antics and stuff like that. Look at Tom Brady and what he was to this team. He was basically a fucking coach. I mean, he called his own plays.
Oh, yeah. I
Right.
get you now.
So,
and if Brady didn't do anything to try and remedy that, Bill Belichick would. I mean, he wouldn't have been there in the first place if Brady didn't fucking
right, exactly
advocate for him. But in general, they are responsible for their team, and they have to take into account how these guys are gonna act off the field and how it's going to affect the chemistry in the locker room ultimately. And the head coaches are the ones that set the precedent for the chemistry in the locker room.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that. I agree with you, but I'm still taking NCAA because I think it's the first step in, and you need that guiding. Like, if you went into a college and your head coach was just like, hey, go out there and play football, that's it. Here's your playbook already done, and then doesn't speak for the rest of the season. You're not going to have any clue what to do. You're not going to know how to get in the NFL. You're not going to improve your game because all you're going to know how to do is step on the field.
Well,
unshockingly, am going to agree with Chris. I think that NCAA coaches have to put a lot more out to be able to be at a caliber of a Dabo Swinney, at a Nick Saban, at an Urban Meyer level. Like, if you look at the programs, you look at what Urban Meyer did in Florida. He left, crash. Went to Ohio State. Ohio State's going to be forever great. Doesn't matter who you fucking put in Ohio State, I guess. They have a coach out of nowhere who was under him that apparently was trained well. Cool. But look at Dabo Swinney. He changed Clemson into a high caliber program into the number 1, number 2 team every year. Nick Saban has made a dynasty in Alabama. He's done that. I don't even know fucking how long, to be honest. It's been so goddamn long. But then you look at people like Will Muschamp and my Gamecocks, who has produced top tier talent every year. And
you're not on a podcast?
I am on a podcast.
Oh.
And editing and hasn't been able to put a winning season together. How do you have people like Deebo Samuel, like Brian Edwards, who you just can't develop a college football player like caliber team? So I think how do I put this right? I think there's such a big gap between being a good coach in college and being a great coach in college as compared to being a good coach in the NFL and a great coach in the NFL.
I disagree.
I completely disagree.
No, not a chance.
I disagree. You want to know why? Because think about it like this: you have coaches like Jeff Fisher and fucking Marvin Lewis,
fine coaches, not good coaches.
Even Mike McCarthy, for fuck's sake. I mean, if you have the talent in the NFL, you can do it. But if you're a bad coach, you're a bad coach. Look at Bill Belichick. Fucking look at Mike Tomlin. I mean, even Mike Tomlin has had his difficulties, but the game plan is there. It's much harder to game plan in the NFL than it is in college. 125%. I mean, you can't
game plan.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
How?
Bro, you really think they run exotic defenses in college like they do in the NFL?
You have to deal with kids you don't know how the fuck they're doing. You're dealing with pure athletes out there. You're dealing with kids that just come out there and being athletic. They might not even make it to the NFL, but they can fucking run.
Right.
But in the NFL, you're dealing.
Bro, that's all you do. You throw the ball up and hope they catch it, get 1 foot in. Woo!
Wait. You're dealing with the same players in the NFL that have been in college. These are the same players in the
NFL. Where does the development to get to the NFL come from? It comes from the college coach. Taking a kid out of high school, seeing a kid who's 16, seeing a kid who is shut up for 1 second. I'm going to mute you. Seeing a kid who is 16, scouting him then, bringing him up until he's 21, sending him off to the NFL, and then doing it all over again.
Correct. You have right. I understand that, but you're also developing them way more in the NFL than you really do in college.
Are you kidding me?
What?
What? That is an asinine take.
That is not asinine.
Look at
wide receivers, for example.
You're turning a 16-year-old. You're telling me you take a 16-year-old Justin Jefferson and you just throw him in the NFL and he's going to be a fucking star? No,
you're not.
That is what Ed Orgeron was able to do at LSU.
You're not developing them when they're 16. You're developing when they're 18. When they get
to the fair, but you're scouting them at 16.
Right. I mean, it's the same thing in the NFL too. You have to scout them while they're in college.
What could be?
You have to scout them when they're 20.
All right. Even take the scouting out of this. If you take someone and you skip 18 through 21, and Justin Jefferson, perfect example. Let's have him just skip college football, and all of a sudden he's just in the NFL.
So
do you think he's going to be amazing?
I'm confused. I'm confused because you're just skipping 3 years and not telling us what happens in those 3 years.
Okay, so here, let me
rephrase
what Chris is saying. I get what you're saying, Chris. Let me rephrase it this way. Say they do it like the old NBA where you don't have to go to college. You can go from high school right in the NFL. You don't have to do those years in college. That's basically what you're getting at, right, Chris? Do you think Justin Jefferson, who decides to go from 18 years old in high school to NFL, is going to be as good as a Justin Jefferson who was coached and developed through college, who spent a few more years and is now 21 going into the NFL?
Okay, but you can't do that though because they're different.
Why?
Ages. You can't.
Why?
You can't because they're different ages, James. If he spent 3 years, if he went from 18,
that's the point. He's developing him at a young age.
He went from 18.
Okay, Zach, let's do it like this.
No, will you let me finish a thought? Will you let me finish a thought? If he goes from 18 into the NFL, if he is 21 and he spent those 3 years in the NFL, he is 3 times better the player than he is if he went to college.
Maybe if he makes it through all that.
Right, but
what does it matter?
But in this hypothetical, you can't just take it as is now. If that was a thing, then the NFL would probably have some sort of development league or some sort of developmental program if they're taking 18-year-old kids from high school.
Because, again, look at what happens in the NBA with LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. The NFL would love to do that with players, but there's a better collegiate system for football. That's why players go to college. That's why players get a degree, because there is a developed system there. I don't think it's on the head coach directly. It's not. Like, the head coach doesn't do all the scouting. The head coach in the NFL does all the work. Bill Belichick does the fucking work as a coach and a GM.
So you tell me how one kid who is 18 deciding the rest of his life is competing with offers against Clemson, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, Michigan, Ohio State, and you as a coach are going to have to be like, come to Coastal Carolina. How the fuck do you compete as that and make a Coastal Carolina a top 25 team? Tell me that. How do you, as a small-time coach in college,
that's about pedigree. That's about the school too. It's not just all about that. It's not just all about the program.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, as a coach, you might have to scout in the NFL, but you have to commit a kid who is out of fucking nowhere, South Carolina, to commit to a school like Coastal to maybe make a top 25 run, or they can just spend their time at fucking Clemson and sure get into the NFL. Maybe,
but you know those kids already have their minds made up, dude. You know that.
Not always. Not always.
Right, point being,
most of the kids that go in and are going into college, if they know they're gonna go to the NFL, they go to a big program. They go to a big program, and that's how it's been for the past 5 years.
Right. And if they talk to the big schools and the big schools say, hey, we really want you and you're going to be in the starting lineup by your sophomore year, versus Coastal Carolina where they go, yeah, we really want you too, and we'll have you in the lineup by freshman, then you're like, no. They already guaranteed me a lineup spot. I'm going to go to
that is a
school.
very outside view of how
All right,
scouting
ready?
actually
James.
works.
But it
Yes,
doesn't
Chris.
matter.
James,
how
I
good
have
the
one,
coaches
an
are if your
actual one
program
for
isn't-
you. Zach, I'm talking. James, if you took your Pop Warner coach
Mhm.
back from 6th grade and you had him from 6th grade all throughout college, could you have made the NFL?
I hated him, so that's a really bad comparison.
Okay. Point being, head coaches in NCAA literally shaped the players, the teams, your mindset. The NCAA is different because you're taking
Don't
kids
shake your head
and
like that.
developing them more than ever before. When you're in the NFL, you also have the incentive that, hey, if I actually put fucking effort in, because the coaches get a little more slack now, I get to make millions of dollars. It's not I show up, I'm a complete idiot, don't look at any of the tapes, don't do anything on my own, and the head coach is just going to walk me through it. That's not how it works. In the NCAA, I'm not saying that the coach just walks you through it, but the coach's job there is to shape you into playing and becoming an NFL player.
Chris, you have to understand that when you're coaching an NCAA football team, your scheme is your scheme. You have one scheme. You don't change that scheme for most of the time. And an NFL coach, you change your scheme James, you're going to tell me that
What
Nick
does that
Saban,
have to do with
I will absolutely tell you
You're
that
gonna
Nick
tell me-
Saban
you're gonna
changes
tell-
it.
he's going to change.
Nick Saban does not play Clemson the same way he plays LSU, the same way he plays Texas A&M.
Okay, but they have similar schemes. Bill Belichick doesn't run the same scheme. He actually game plans for all of his teams. I'm sure Nick Saban does that, but not all coaches in the NCAA do. You have
That-
And that's
that
what
doesn't
separates
change
great coaches from
anything.
good coaches.
Well,
fuck-
yeah,
I mean,
I don't think you can look at that kind of thing in comparison. All head coaches look at their opponent coming up and fit their game plan to that opponent.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a head coach thing. That's not NCAA versus NFL. The things that you have to look at are the what they are dealing with and what they're tasked with. I think that a lot of times in the smaller schools especially, that coaches have a lot more leeway. You know, you have a couple bad seasons, oh well, whatever, we'll keep you on because the last guy had a couple bad seasons and the last guy had a couple bad seasons. In the NFL, the drive for all 32 teams to be great makes job security very, very fragile. So I think that
I 100% agree, Drew. I mean, it's so true. Because
and I think when you look at it in a broad spectrum of the NCAA is too different from the range of schools is too different.
Right.
You have the really, really crappy schools that, you know, success isn't as high on the docket. But then you have the schools like Alabama and now Clemson and Ohio State and all those things where success is paramount. That is the only goal, is being successful.
Right.
So-
I feel like, and I feel like looking at NCAA, especially in regards to coaches, like, you know, having a good season is fine, but there's so many opportunities to win. You have so many bowl games and all that shit that you just, you know, you chalk it up to, oh, they won a bowl game. That's great, but what does that even mean?
No, that
You
doesn't
guys
mean
are
shit
thinking of
unless
the
you're winning
wrong
a Cowboy Bowl.
aspect as it. A head coach in the NCAA needs to take a player that has never seen the type of game that he's about to see. He's never set foot on a field. He's coming from high school. Yeah, maybe he played a, you know, fake bowl game in high school, but he's literally stepping into a whole new dynamic. And the head coach needs to guide
the
them.
NFL is not a whole new dynamic.
You can say the same thing about going from college to the NFL. It's a whole new dynamic.
I think that the change.
Yeah, it
the
is
change
a
from-
new
the change-
dynamic,
Now-
but not
Right.
not
So
the same.
you go in college, you go from playing against the best players in the world that are your age. In the NFL, you're playing against the best players in the world, period.
No matter the age.
So
No matter the age.
you're a rookie coming out of college, and the best player that you faced in college is nowhere near as good as Bobby Wagner. It's a whole different game.
Right.
And getting hit by NFL linebackers is a whole different thing than getting hit by college linebackers.
No, I completely agree
You
with
haven't
that.
seen
I
a
get
small
that.
time
I
school
think
that just wants to beat the shit out of someone.
we're just
Well,
you
yeah.
you and Zach are on the same exact page, and me and James are kind of on the same page, and we're just not breaking each other's sides.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to break this split, but let's get final thoughts so we can wrap this episode.
Yeah, this is going a while.
It got a little heated there, getting a little sweaty, got a half chub. Let's get this ended.
It's
Anyone-
been 4
anyone
hours.
have a
my
I'm
final
friend.
ready to throw
thought?
hands. Those are my final thoughts. I'll throw some hands.
My final thoughts is that the NFL is just way more complex than college football. It just there's way more things that coaches have to deal with in the NFL than they do in college. 100%.
That's what I'm gonna say, that there are more variables in the
Correct.
NFL to deal with.
Sure. College coaches need to develop players, but so do NFL coaches. You can't sit here and tell me that Bill Belichick hasn't sat down and developed players that have from 6th round and beyond, or 3rd round and beyond, or whatever, and turned them into absolute studs. I mean, just
I'm not saying that he hasn't, but try doing that with your whole entire team.
but they still do that though.
Bill Belichick doesn't take every single pass player and turn the whole entire roster.
Okay, but college
into
coaches
stars
don't do that
because-
either, dude. Most of the college kids don't get
Yeah,
drafted.
we're forgetting that we have assistant coaches and coordinators. We're all acting like the head coach sits
Right,
down
it's not
every
just the
player
head
and
coach,
walks through everything.
Every single coach in the NFL does way more than a college coach needs to do. I'm sorry, it's just it is.
I
That's
disagree.
An asinine take, but
I disagree.
we're gonna end it. Jesus Christ, we can't keep
Yeah.
this going. We can argue
My
about this some
final
other
thoughts
time
are
off.
Zach's wrong. Drew is respectfully wrong, but Zach is wrong.
I don't care.
all right. That was fucking A. That was way better of a segment than I thought. it
That
gonna
was
be.
Master Debaters,
That was the master debation.
and I still
Um,
haven't finished.
Good God. All right.
None of us did, to be fair.
Yeah, this did not in fact reach climax.
Yeah.
Worst
got blue
square
balls.
jerk ever.
We're still building to that.
Okay, so you know where to find us at BOTA Sports everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. This will be out on all platforms. If you found it and you're listening to it right now, congratulations, you did it. We're there. We're in your ears. We're in your eyes. Something. It burns. They're the BOTAsports.news. Drew did not feel comfortable with that. It burns statement. I could see that. Any other thoughts, guys? Or are we ending it? We cutting it?
Cut it.
Can I point out one more thing?
No.
One more thing. One more
No.
thing.
Jesus Christ.
No.
One more
No.
thing. One more
I'll
thing.
allow it.
How many college coaches have done well in the NFL?
A ton.
Okay, so name some, please.
Pete Carroll.
All right, end the segment.
But Chip Kelly.
Okay, Chip
Also
Kelly's a
Nick
bag of
Saban.
shit. He also sucks
Nick
in
Saban.
college right now. Super
Yeah,
hot.
right now, but he was good before he went to the NFL.
Yeah, he was playing with other fucking pieces, but that's a different story.
Climax.
Climax. All right. I'm gonna mute Zach so I can do this. Stay beautiful.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell for all alerts on our uploaded videos. And find us everywhere at BOTA Sports.